Good afternoon, everybody. I originally was here to share some new news with you, but obviously today's day and age and social media travels really fast. So, as you all know, Jamie Dixon has decided to take a job at TCU, back to his alma mater. Jamie met with our men's basketball team here about an hour ago. I followed up with them and talked to them as well as meeting with the coaches. And so a new era in Pitt basketball begins earnestly today. We will work very quickly and diligently to find our new leader, and we'll continue to make progress in this program. Questions?
So were you surprised at all of finding that's happened in the last 3 days since the loss?
We began conversations very soon after coming back from the NCAA tournament, and in fact that day, and had several conversations at my house and then on the phone and in my office, and as we went through that process, learned that Jamie's heart and Jamie's head was really moving towards TCU. So certainly not a surprise, in as much as it's not often that we get a return to our alma mater, and that job was open. We all knew that was open, so certainly it wasn't a surprise. But as we moved through the process, I learned that he felt that there was this very small window of opportunity that he wasn't sure he was going to be able to maybe have an opportunity to take later, and his heart and head was moving that way. And you know what's interesting is when that's the case, then being somewhere else, being at Pitt, isn't the right opportunity, because you aren't vested in what you're doing where you are, because your heart and your head is somewhere else. So we had the opportunity to make that TCU job available to him. I would tell you that, yes, there was a buyout. And the buyout was as significant a buyout as I've seen in the marketplace, one that is way above anything that anybody else has. And so we softened that buyout. We softened that buyout because, again, we knew, and I learned that where his heart and his head was at TCU. And because of that, it wouldn't have been good for our program, our student athletes, or him and his family to hold him hostage by what was a way beyond market buyout. So I would say this about that as well. In softening the buyout, we certainly did take care of our fiduciary responsibilities as well. And that was important to us, and we ought to do that. Other questions?
Had this opportunity not come along for Jamie, were you prepared to move forward on a long-term basis given his project?
Yes, we were. You think about the position we currently sit in. 6 of our top 7 scorers are back, fresh off an NCAA tournament berth, albeit a loss to Wisconsin that was not pleasant for anybody. We are beginning to turn the corner here. So, yes.
I don't expect you to give us names, but do you have names in mind already for people as a replacement?
If you're an AD worth your salt, you better have a list in your pocket at all times in today's day and age and in today's market. And so certainly there's folks that we have in mind and we'll pursue aggressively. So.
Can you talk about how this job is viewed, ACC job, a lot of success there?
Yeah, I appreciate you. There's so many qualities about this job. Maybe I'm looking at it through rose-colored glasses, but you think about the facility, you think about the fan support, you think about the platform that is the ACC, and, oh, by the way, the incredible success that Pitt has had over a number of years. This is a fantastic job. I think it's viewed that way by coaches around the country.
So most of your ties are in the West. The cynical people in this area would say, you need to hire somebody that's got regional. I mean, do you have the ability to hire, or do you believe that the best coach, no matter where they're from, no matter where their ties are from, can come in here and do a good job?
Yeah, you know, this is a national job. The ACC is a national, we've got 6 teams going to the Sweet 16, most in the history of the NCAA. The platform that is the NCAA, that is the ACC, and the job that Pitt is a national job. So we won't limit ourselves to any specific area as it relates to hiring the right head coach.
I was gonna say, I talked to Jamie, he said basically 17 years is a long, long time in athletics to be somewhere, and that this is obviously the opportunity that was too good for him to pass up. I mean, you've been in this business for a long time, is that something that you see a lot where just being somewhere for a long, long time can sometimes make it, you know, stale or stressful or whatever?
Well, particularly today, you know, with the access that we all have to you know, to sports, whether it be media or fans, there's a heightened sense of awareness, and that comes in the form of congratulations, criticism, all the other things that happen. So, yeah, over time, that can tend to wear on you, particularly, again, in today's marketplace. But the other piece to that, Paul, is that, again, very few coaches have the opportunity to return to their alma mater, and that you know, that is special. That there's few that get that opportunity, and he had that opportunity. Very narrow window to do that. So that certainly played a part in this, for sure.
Scott,
Yeah.
you just had you had a football coach who left to go to his place that he was near.
Yeah.
You just had a basketball coach leave. Would it be? I mean, you have a football coach here now who is generally from this area. Is that an important factor in looking for a replacement? Do you like to have somebody who would have a stake in it beyond just the platform of being here, and obviously the broad framing that goes with that?
Can't drive the train. You know, we've got to find. We're looking for a lot of qualities. We're looking for a successful sitting Division I athletic director. We're looking for all the things that we look for in all of our coaches. Right. We're looking for incredible and impeccable character, high motor. You know, a guy that can absolutely recruit his tail off. We're looking for somebody that can connect with our student athletes so that student athlete experience is at a very, very high level. You know, all those intangibles, the leadership qualities and ability to motivate and connect. But beyond that, would I say that if there's somebody from the area, you know, I think that could play into it, but it's certainly not a fundamental requirement at all. Again, to Paul's earlier question and my response, this is a national job, and we'll look at it from that perspective.
I think when you think about the loss of Jamie, but as you look at this, you know, what kind of opportunity does this present for your program?
So, you know, any open job that we have in our athletic department is an opportunity, whether it's an equipment manager or you know, whatever. And so, yes, there's no question that we have an opportunity to revitalize, to get better, and that's, at the end of the day, that's what we're always striving for, is that next step in the process, and it is an opportunity in that regard.
Have you outlined sort of the process you're going to go about in terms of the coaching search, or is
Yeah, it has been, and we have enlisted a search firm here just in the last couple days, and to be on call. We will utilize that search firm, and we will begin that process immediately.
Well, you obviously played basketball. And I've been a
No,
basketball-
Paul, I was a gymnast. I wasn't a basketball.
Well, my question is, you've been a basketball, you've been a basketball guy. Do you have in mind like a preference, style of play, you know, type of players that a guy might recruit? I mean, does that come into play? I mean, obviously, you know, you gotta sell tickets. I'm not saying you can't sell tickets but I'm just saying, like, that's a question your fans wanna know. Is style of play something that's important to you?
Yeah, I think it's important to recruiting. It's important to fans, but certainly what drives the train is an ability to recruit at a very high level, and style of play and who you hire and what you have to offer as an institution all play into that. That's all part of the recipe for sure.
You want to
Paul was just saying, as a basketball guy, do you see this opportunity in particular as a chance to sort of put your mark on this part of the program as, you know, as someone who has close ties with the sport nationally?
Well, you know, it's a responsibility of the AD to along with the staff and the support that we have, many in this room who will play a vital part in that, to find the right person. And so I look at it as an opportunity for our entire athletic program to take a step, and specifically in basketball, and to revitalize the fan base and to do some special things. And you know, that's how I look at it. I don't look at it any other way than it's part of building a stronger athletic program, in much the same way as, you know, the search we have going on for our head swimming coach right now at the same time.
Scott, you just said revitalize the fan base there. I mean, I saw, I think in 5 years, I saw more empty seats during the conference games that I had not seen. Was there any sense at all that things had stagnated in terms of an enthusiasm standpoint?
Well, you know, if you base it on attendance, you know, we got our ticket manager sitting right there in the right here, and yeah, we've lost some attendance, but that's the same question we pondered when I was in the men's basketball committee, is a slippage in attendance at NCAA tournaments, and so it's not a problem that's unique to Pitt. That said, you know, what ways can we move that needle? And I think a fresh start and a fresh face and a fresh vision can do that. And I think we've seen that in football, and I promise you we'll see that in basketball.
Do you expect any of the assistants to stay, or is it completely up to the new hire?
You know, it's a really good question. Never in my career have I handcuffed a new head coach by suggesting they have to keep assistants. That has to be, in order to attract the right head coach, that has to be open. That has to be up to the coach. Doesn't mean we won't advocate or assist or answer questions and do all that, but that will be entirely up to the new head coach.
Because of that, you wouldn't, no one on this, you talked about someone that had a D1 experience as a head coach, that would pretty much rule out the current staff, pretty much.
And I would say this, you know, that's our priority, and a sitting D1 head coach is our priority. There will be some exceptions to that generally, and there always are.
Have you identified a timeline for when you'd like to have a hire made?
Tomorrow would be great. I'm already behind. So as soon as we can, and I say that in jest, but the reality is we've got student athletes sitting and waiting. And one of the things I talked to them about today is this idea that, all right, you've got some time where you don't have a leader. And so it's time for you to step up and be a leader, and make sure that you're taking care of your business in the classroom and getting ready for the next person. So that leader that comes in knows you're taking care of business. And so the longer that goes on, the tougher it is. So the sooner the better. You know, we will work to get the right person. And if that takes additional time, then it takes additional time, but as soon as possible.
Additional questions? Anything final? Okay, thank you for arriving on short notice. We greatly appreciate that. Scott, thank you for your time.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.